see the work of your hands, galaxies spinning a heavenly dance. Oh God, all that you are is so overwhelming. And I hear the sound of your voice. All at once it's a gentle and thundering noise. Oh God, all that you are is so overwhelming. I delight myself in you, captivated by your beauty. I'm overwhelmed by you. And God, I run into your arms, unashamed because of mercy. I'm overwhelmed by you. I know the power of your cross, forgiven and free. Forever you'll be my God, and all that you've done is so overwhelming. I delight myself in you, in the glory of your presence. I'm overwhelmed by you. And God, I run into your arms, unashamed because of mercy. I'm overwhelmed by you. You are beautiful, you are beautiful. Oh God, there is no one more beautiful. You are beautiful, God, you are the most beautiful. And you are wonderful, you are wonderful. Oh God, there is no one more wonderful. You are wonderful, God, you are the most wonderful. Yes, and you are glorious, you are glorious. Oh God, there is no one more glorious. You are glorious, God, you are the most glorious. I delight myself in you, in the glory of your presence. I'm overwhelmed by you. And God, I run into your arms, unashamed because of mercy. I'm overwhelmed by you. I'm overwhelmed by you. There is no one more beautiful. God, you are the most beautiful.
Over the past 10 years, the groups we've taken down to Anapra have built a couple dozen and a half small homes. And it's interesting to hear the team members when they talk about the trip when they get back home. We adults tend to get excited about the construction projects, but our students, when they talk about the trip, you'll almost always hear them talk about the relationships.
And my favorite part was when our neighbor girl, a young little girl named Ysleta, she would come and watch us from her gate, and then one day I handed her a Bible through the gate and she just had this huge smile on her face and was just like, oh my gosh, this is really for me. And she still didn't say a word to me, but she ran inside to show her mom. And then later that day she came out and she was just smiling, carrying her Bible really close to her, and she came up and gave me a huge hug, and it was just so amazing to see God at work like that, and I just really loved that.
The mission trip for me has been like meeting new kids every day. Like the first day we started with only a few, and then there's like more and more and more, and I just love meeting like a bunch of the new kids.
Your love is extravagant. Your friendship, it is intimate.
There were these two girls that lived probably right across or on the corner of the casa that we were building at, and they had a brother who always would want to come and play with us, and he never was able to until one day that his grandma brought him over. And Cheryl, she was our Spanish speaker at the casa, and she told us that his legs didn't work, that he couldn't walk or couldn't play or couldn't do anything that a normal kid could do. Once I saw him, I went up and talked to him, and he was the brightest kid alive. He just was so happy all the time, and I sat with him, we gave him a Bible, he was super happy. As we were reading through the Bible, he'd point at pictures and be like, what's this, or who's this, and I would just tell him, and he was just so happy. And so I saw a soccer ball over there, and I told my sister, and I'm like, hey, can you hand me the soccer ball real quick? So I handed it to him, and he held it, and he threw it. So for some reason, the Lord moved me to pick him up and run around with him and play soccer, and as soon as his feet reached the soccer ball, he'd just start kicking away. And
one of my favorite memories of the mission trip was when I was coloring with this little boy, and I asked him what he wanted to draw, and he said, mi familia, which means my family. So I knew he had two brothers, so I was like, alright, I'll draw him and his brothers. So I drew a stick person and wrote his name, and then I started drawing his brother, and I said, tu hermana, which means your brother. And he stopped me there, and he said, no, 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 and he started pointing at all the kids on the mission trip. And that just really got to me. I thought that was so cool how he thought of us as his family.
I feel I'm moving to the rhythm of your grace. Your fragrance is intoxicating in a secret place. 'Cause your love is extravagant. Spread wide in the arms of Christ is a love that covers sin. No greater love have I ever known. You considered me a friend and captured my heart again. Your love is extravagant.
I had one kid that really touched my heart, Ysleta, a 7-year-old girl who was shy the first day, was a little scared that a big guy was, trying to play with her or talk to her. But then the third and fourth and the rest of the week, she was just climbing up to get a piggyback ride or say hi. And the last day we were there, I had asked why she made me speak in Spanish the first couple days, because she speaks English pretty well. And she leaned down in my ear and said, because I love you. And that is truly the epitome of why we do what we do, for the love of Christ.
Okay, my 3 favorite things about the mission trip were getting to know the kids, getting to play with the kids, and everything except leaving the kids.
Your friendship is intimate. your fragrance is intoxicating in a secret place. And your love is extravagant. Spread wide in the arms of Christ.
Say God really gives you a new heart and opens your eyes to things that He wants you to see, and really breaks your heart for the people in Anapra. And really, when you leave your whole heart there, and you just the people are amazing there, and the kids are so open to loving you and being with you and just playing with you. And at the beginning of the week, sometimes they're hard to open up and get to read the Bible, but as the week goes on, they're always asking to read the Bible, and they all want their own, and it's that was something really special to see this year.
Our family spoke English, and it was really cool because they were bilingual, so then we learned a lot about their culture this year, a lot more than we've ever learned. We got to learn about how their schooling is there, and just a bunch of different things that we've always just kind of wondered, but we've never been able to, kind of communicate and get the answer on it.
There's a love that covers sin. No greater love have I ever known. You considered me a friend, and spread wide in the arms of Christ. There's a love that covers sin. And no greater love have I ever known.
Our family was really gracious throughout the entire week, but at the end they set up this table on the lot with the tablecloth and everything, and they provided us with this incredible meal. And then afterwards, our family spoke English, but the grandmother didn't. So the grandmother, wrote this letter of thanks, a thank you letter for all of us, and so she had her daughter interpret it and read it to us. It brought tears to all of our eyes, and the grandmother was crying in the background, and the mom was crying too. And it was incredible to see, even though she couldn't speak our language, how thankful she was and how she was able to communicate through that. And we were able to experience that fellowship and that thankfulness and the blessings that God has entailed for them. So.
Capture my heart again. Friendship, it is intimate.
What was the hardest thing about leaving?
The hardest thing about leaving was leaving the friends that I made last year and leaving them again. It was really hard to say goodbye to them. I didn't get to say goodbye to one of my little girls from last year, Ysleta. I didn't get to say goodbye to her, which was kind of hard, but I know that I'll see her again someday.